Hello and welcome to the camera room. We've got a friend of the studio, Amber, in today who needs some headshots. And one of the things that we really need to be careful about as we go forward with our photography is we are living in uncertain times, and the only way to prosper is to make sure you actually know what you're doing. Put the time and the effort into learning how to manipulate the light, because light only has four qualities: brightness, colour, contrast and direction. And what we do with them is what sets us apart from the crowd. And believe me, we're now in a world where we need to set ourselves apart from the crowd, because it's going to get a little bit dog eat dog, and having the better skills will set you apart from everybody else, so you can be seen and you can be chosen by your public. I've always said photography doesn't have to be complex, but it does need to be considered. So I've made some decisions straight off the bat for taking these images. I'm shooting on the GFX50R, which is a medium format camera from Fuji, and I've teamed it with the 110mm f2, I think it is. And I've done that because it's a short telephoto lens, and the compression of perspective will make, well, it won't make Amber look great, it will translate how good Amber looks into the picture. So that's where I am technically camera wise. So what are we going to do with the light? Right, so what we need to do now is decide on what the narrative of the picture is, how the picture needs to feel, and that's going to come across in how we pose you. So we want it to be a little bit slinky, a little bit attractive. We want people to look at your picture and think, yeah, this is the girl that we want. So you've already done the right thing by standing with your feet slightly more than shoulder width apart. Let's just put a little bit of weight on this hip so we get a bit of slink into the picture. Perfect. Just leave your hands down by the side and then just tip your head into the light. That's awesome. And then I'm just going to make that exposure, and straight off the bat it looks cool, and that's where we want to be. You've got an amazing smile, but you know that. So give me a tiny bit more hip and a little bit more of a tip of your head that way. All right, because we're looking, because it's for a dance portfolio, we want it to be sassy and we want it to be cool, and we want people to look at you and think, yep, she's the right it girl. So right, look straight at me now, and then just drop your chin a tiny little bit. And what we'll do is we'll add a little bit more shadow into the picture on this side of your face because of where the light is. So it just gives a bit more drama to the picture, which I think is really cool. Right, lean back onto the scoop for me. You can take shoulders, hips, that sort of thing. Awesome. Just tuck your thumb. Oh no, actually, yeah, start with your thumbs tucked into your waistband. I'll just come a tiny bit nearer. That's cool. And then we'll just tip your head over again. That's awesome. And let's get that magic smile back. You've got to sell yourself. Come on. Teeth. Excellent. Right, and again, that's beautiful. Right, drop the smile for me. Let's have a little bit of sass. But keep your head tipped that way, just ever so slightly. That's very cool. And then just turn your hips a little bit that way. Brilliant. Now, I always say just relax, because I know that that's uncomfortable. I always say to my subjects, do you want to look great or do you want to be comfy? Because I've never found a formula where you can be comfy and look great in the studio at the same time. So you know the pain that we're asking you to go through, but hopefully, as you know from previous shoots, it'll be worth it. So it's worth putting the effort in. Right, back against the wall for me, and then just let your hands come back in behind your hips slightly. That's brilliant. And then just tip your head a tiny bit for me. Little bit of sass. That's awesome. Looking good. Brilliant. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to up the contrast, so don't you move. By pushing the light towards the wall a little bit more, the light will flow over Amber at a bit more of an oblique angle. We'll create more shadow on this side, and it'll give rise to a little bit more drama, which would be perfect for a black and white. So because I'm lazy and because I want to get the most out of each image, I'm going to shoot my black and white in camera. I tend to like to shoot the black and whites with the red filter applied. Just gives, again, a little bit more contrast. That's superb. And then just tip your head a little bit more for me. Awesome. Love the attitude. That really works. And you can see the difference in the picture, you can see that the contrast's increased, you can see that there's more shadow to camera right of amber. Right, stand up again for me. Just get a bit, I know it's hard work, just get a bit more comfy for me. Right, let's increase the shadow even more. So I want you to lean back, but not on both shoulder blades now, just on your left one. So you're actually turning that way a little bit. Awesome. And then just tip, tip, tip. And then what we'll get out of this is we'll get something really moody. So if she's looking to get on TV and she's looking for an attitude picture, the light's going to do this for us now, because we've broad lit her. The section of nose to ear nearest to the light is the widest part of the face, so the other side will fall into shadow and it just gives us a little bit of attitude. That's awesome. Just relax again for me. Again, you can see that it's not only manipulating the light, it's manipulating the subject that controls the contrast within the picture. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the first part of 5 different ways to get 5 different looks from one light. I've enjoyed sharing it and showing it to you. If you want to see the rest, please follow the link and you're more than welcome to come and see it. And obviously, as everybody says on YouTube, please don't forget to like it and please don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you, hopefully, on the next one.